The efforts to return Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia, an innocent man who was sent to El Salvador for the crime of, I guess, not being white, was ordered. His return was ordered by Judge Palazinas, and the Supreme Court has issued a temporary order blocking the required return of Garcia. I believe it was Justice Roberts who issued it. Yeah. Chief Justice John G. Roberts Jr., the full name, on Monday temporarily blocked a trial judge's order directing the U.S. to return a Salvadoran migrant it had inadvertently deported. Even Vance said it was a mistake. Yeah, this is the Supreme Court, protecting them. The Chief Justice, acting on his own, issued an administrative stay, an interim measure meant to give the justices some breathing room while the full court considers the matter. Is it legal to illegally deport people? Big question. Very interested in the answer to this one. He ordered the migrants' lawyers to file their brief on Tuesday. The order came just hours after the administration asked the court to block the trial judge's order directing the United States to return the migrant by 11:59 p.m. on Monday. So the Supreme Court, which is supposed to be a politically neutral organization, obviously it's not, but it's supposed to be, the Trump administration just straight up asked them, like, hey, stop this. In the administration's emergency application, D. John Sauer, the U.S. Solicitor General, said Judge Zinnes had exceeded her authority by engaging in district court diplomacy because it would require working with the government of El Salvador to secure his release. Okay. If this precedent stands, he wrote, other district courts could order the U.S. to successfully negotiate the return of other removed aliens anywhere in the world by close of business. Okay. Yeah. Judges have the ability to compel behavior. That's one of the things they can do. Under that logic, district courts would effectively have extraterritorial jurisdiction over the U.S.'s diplomatic relations with the whole world. No, it is not extraterritorial jurisdiction to mandate behavior from U.S. officials, which is what the judge's order would be. The order is that the administration has to retrieve the wrongfully deported person from the El Salvadorian prison. The implication of this not being allowed would be that you can do literally whatever illegal behavior you want as the administration with no holds barred, as long as the victims of that behavior are placed outside U.S. jurisdiction. Literally, like, you could take thousands of people out to international waters and drown them type shit. Like the idea that, you would compel diplomatic behavior from us that extends beyond the bounds of the United States. Well, then don't do crimes outside the United States. He said it did not matter that an immigration judge had previously prohibited Mr. Abrego Garcia's deportation to El Salvador. Well, of course not. You're from the administration. Of course that doesn't matter. It's not like the fact that this is criminal matters to you. While the U.S. concedes that removal to El Salvador was an administrative error, Mr. Sauer wrote, that does not license district courts to seize control over foreign relations, treat the executive branch as a subordinate diplomat. This is fash speak. None of this is legally valid. This is literally like you are out of line by exercising checks and balances, essentially. And demand the U.S. let a member of a foreign terrorist organization into America tonight. How are you doing this in the same paragraph? While we concede the removal to El Salvador was an administrative error, yeah, he's also still a member of a foreign terrorist organization. How can you simultaneously say it's an error, but also they did it? Literal doublespeak. Just before the Justice Department asked the Supreme Court to weigh in, a 3-judge panel of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit unanimously rejected the department's attempt to pause Judge Zinnes' ruling. So to be clear, it wasn't just Judge Zinnes with the ruling. An appeals court immediately rejected Trump's attempt to stop the order from the judge. And then they went to the Supreme Court. Like I've said, this is what you have to look out for. You have to look out for the constitutional crisis as it emerges in the courts pushing back against the administration. This is it. This is what's happening first. This is the collision right here. Why the does the New York Times keep saying that all these judges were appointed by Obama or by Bill Clinton? Oh, we're not implying anything. We're just trying to be transparent and straightforward, We're we're just reporting the truth. We're not implying, we're not implicitly validating the belief that these claims are legally biased because they were appointed by Democrat judges or by Democratic administrations. Trump had no idea what he was cooking when he said the media is the enemy of the people, but holy shit, was he cooking? True. It sounded better when I said it.
El Salvador, the president said he would be willing to take American citizens in the federal prison population. Is that one of the ideas you're going to be discussing?
Well, I love that. If we could take some of our 20-time...
Mr. El Salvador, the president there said he would be willing to take American citizens in the federal prison population. Is that one of the ideas you're going to be discussing?
Well, I love that. If we could take some of our 20-time wise guys that push people into subways and that hit people over the back of the head and that purposely run people over in cars, if he would take them, I'd be honored to give them. I don't know what the law says on that, but I can't imagine the law would say anything different. If they can house these horrible criminals for a lot less money than it costs us, I'm all for it. But I'd only do according to the law. But I have suggested that, why should it stop just at people that cross the border illegally? We have some horrible criminals, American grown and born. And if we have somebody that bops an old woman over the head, if we have somebody that is in jail 20 times and goes back and shoots people all over the place and then has a bad judge or a bad prosecutor that do nothing about him, all they worry about is politics, they don't worry about that. I think if we could get El Salvador or somebody to take them, I'd be very happy with it, but I have to see what the law says. Okay, what else?
Obviously, like, nowhere in the law is the United States federal government allowed to sell prisoners to El Salvador, but he's just doing it anyway. I don't know, man. It's getting pretty bad over there. The Supreme Court's response following this temporary stay is going to be pretty important to watch. This is the appeal filed by John Sauer, Solicitor General. Where is the text of the Supreme Court? Roberts, injunction, temporary hold. Can I get, like, the text of the order? If somebody can find the text of the order, that'd be nice. I doubt there's anything that useful in there, but still. Here, very short. This is it? Okay. This is it? It is ordered that the April 4th, 2025 order of the United States District Court, District of Maryland, is hereby stayed pending further order of the undersigned or of the court. It is further ordered that a response to the application be filed on or before Tuesday, April 8th by 5 p.m. EDT. All right, well, good content for tomorrow's stream. I'm not familiar, but is this within the Supreme Court Justice's power to do? Yes, but the fact that they did so immediately in response to the request from the administration, and the fact that it's being done over something so blatantly illegal by the administration, is what matters. Legally, the Supreme Court has the right to do this, but it's, they already filed the response. No, this is the appeal from the administration. I don't think this is the, this isn't the response from the appellate court or from the lawyer or the judge. It's dated today, though. In the Supreme Court of the United States, Cristino v. Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia et respondents. Okay, maybe it is. Opposition to application to vacate the injunction. Jesus Christ, I'm not a lawyer. Opposition to the application to vacate the injunction issued by the U.S. District Court for the District of Maryland. Okay, never mind. This is the response. Man, they got this out quickly. I take it then that these are the District Court judges? Or maybe it's not? Those are the deportees lawyer? Okay. The government has not made a strong showing of likelihood of success in the merits. The district court's order is a proper exercise of judicial power. Page 8. The government's main argument at 12 is the order below is an abuse of judicial power. That is wrong. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the response we're looking for. But it's also legalese, and I'm not qualified to read it and understand it. Americans really be sleepwalking off a cliff? I'm wide awake, motherfucker. I'm right here.